Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Thursday, December the 5th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions you may have for me, you can use this email address. This is a link to get into our free room, 100% free. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our free trading room. The room is open between 9 and 3 every day, Eastern Time. I share my screen, and I'm live on the mic. And in the email you're getting, you will see a promo for 15% off the first month only, or the entire year of a Trade Idea subscription. So again, kind of a quiet day for me, but I do want to just talk a little bit about PTI. Take a look at it on the daily chart, and you'll see why. And the reason I do this, and I'm not saying they all do this, okay? I'm not saying that, but we get the question all the time: is Trade Ideas only good for day trading? And I have to say, because I'm out of most trades at the end of the day, I think people in the room think, well, I guess Trade Ideas is only good for day trading. I mean, that's just, I just do that because I choose to do it, all right? I will swing the odd time, but typically, yeah, I like to get out of trades at the end of the day. I've developed a kind of, I guess, a system in which I can obviously do well doing that, but it's not for everybody, and I get it. But here's another example of PTI. Now, this is a little one. Of course, it's a little one. But we had a buy alert on this one on November 11th. Now, what's the date? December the 5th. That's not long ago. So we had a buy alert on November the 11th, and it popped a little bit, not much. It didn't really do too much. And then not that, how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 days later, all of a sudden it had a big move. I remember seeing this one and thinking, well, okay, it might stall at the 200-day moving average. That green line right there is the 200-day moving average. And, look what it did that day. It tried to get through and then it pulled back. But look what it did the next day. It ran right through it, and now it's past it. And then, lo and behold, we get another buy signal. All right, at 183. So if you missed the first one, well, okay, here's the next one. And look what happens the next day. Now, listen, I am not saying this happens every single time, obviously. And then we had another buy signal, and it took a little bit longer. It had actually a little pullback. The buy signal was at 263, and it got down to 230. So you might, probably would have got stopped out. In fact, it was a 7-cent loss that day if you followed exactly what the AI did. But if you stick your alert, back at the price alert at that price of 262, and then wait on it, then 3 days later it hits it, and then now today, I mean, this hit almost $4, and it still in theory is not over. When I say that, I'm just looking at let's take a look at it on a weekly chart. I mean, look at the room it still has. But, I mean, this looks even more dramatic, doesn't it, on a weekly chart? I mean, it came from here, and it is just, once it left that 200-day behind, which was 133, and even this area, my goodness, I mean, look at the run it's had. Now, I would think that there's probably some good, pretty decent resistance right around here. So what did it get to today? It got to 395, just trying to touch that 4. I would say there's pretty good resistance here. But man, I mean, if it got through that, I mean, then you really start looking left on this weekly chart and seeing what could possibly happen. But nonetheless, I mean, this is basically, in less than, from November the 11th, it was 99 cents, and it hits $4 today. I remember this day, you had all sorts of chances to buy it at about around $1. It's not like it ran or anything. And whoops, sorry about that, my screen, there we go. And so that, a 4-bagger as it's termed, 4 times from $1 up to $4. So, unbelievable. One other one I want to just bring to your attention is CCXI. And why? Take a look at it on the daily chart. This has nothing to do with the AI. Now, I have scalped this one, okay? But this had the huge news not long ago. That was on the 26th of November. The absolute huge news. I mean, this was a stock that closed the day before at 8 or so, and it got as high as 37, okay? And it pulled back. It had a pretty big pullback, $7. And then, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, it it started to move down, down, down. And then today, though, look at what has happened. And so I actually took this trade. And again, this was just kind of a, yeah, I mean, I was in sort of chase mode. I think what did I take it at? I think I took it at 31.15. Yeah, 31.15, just over the whole number. That's what it was. I took it just over the whole number, and I traded it out here. But I mean, if you're looking for a potential swing, this is not maybe a bad idea. The only issue is, as I was saying in the room, is that I'd be maybe a little bit worried that they spring a financing. I haven't seen that they have. This is a bio, and actually the topic came up. Well, why do companies do financing? So what does it even mean? Well, basically, what happens is a company, especially these bios, by the time this drug, if ever, gets to market and they can see sales, it could be years. So, they're always these drug companies, and I'm not sure what stage this is at. This might be latter stages, like late stage phase 3. But they go through the phases of having to do an evaluation of the drug, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So if phase 1 is successful, then they go to phase 2 and then on. You can look that up in Google to see exactly what that's all about. But the bottom line is, though, is that, these trials that they do are very, very costly. So they, especially what they'll do is they'll try to raise money through a financing. Basically, the financing, issuing shares at a certain price, and usually it's below, the last price that you see on at a current day, and so that usually drops your price. And existing shareholders aren't too happy because then their positions are diluted. There are more shares added to the float, and their share position is diluted. And sometimes it can be a disaster, for quite a while. Sometimes, though, we've seen it where it gets shaken off the day of the financing, and the stock moves higher. So, but I would say more usually is the stock will move lower. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen with CCXI, but that's the only thing that I'd be a little bit aware of. That they could spring a financing. Anyway, I do want to get back into the room and see what's going to shape for the rest of the day. So I'll bring back the capture program. And if you have any questions for me, you can use this email address. This is a link for our free room, and I'll open the room tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So I hope everybody has a great evening, and we'll see you in the room tomorrow. Bye-bye.